Come, let me quickly teach you how I made this pretty dress for my daughter. If this is your first time here, my name is Chinaza Victory and you're welcome back to Nazi Stars YouTube channel. Let's move straight into the video. These are the fabrics I'm going to be making use of, and this is a Mikado fabric. I also have a matching lining to go with it. I have this fabric flower I got from the market. This is about half yard. I also have my matching zipper and a matching thread. I've marked out the vertical measurements. I'll just go ahead and label the lines. So I came down from the top of the pattern paper by 1 inch, and that will be the shoulder line. From the shoulder line, I measured the chest line. From the shoulder line again, I came down by the length of the dress. That is how long you want the dress to be. I'll proceed to mark 2.75 inches for the neck width. If you don't want yours to be as wide as the one in the video, you can make use of 2.5 inches or 2 inches. Now from that point, I will take the shoulder measurement divided by 2. I'll come over to the chest line and mark the same shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll be connecting the 2 points using my straight ruler. Then I'll mark 0.5 inch for the shoulder slope. Then I'll connect it to the neck width. For the front neck depth, I'm going to be using the same figure as the neck width, which is 2.75. Okay, that's what I'll be using for the front neck depth as well. Then I'll proceed to mark it and use my curve ruler to give it a nice curve. For the back neck depth, I'll be making use of 1.5 inches. Okay, I will mark that out and also curve it using my curve ruler. So my camera skipped a particular step, but I'm going to tell you what I did. On the chest line, I measured and marked the chest circumference divided by 4. That is the mark you're seeing on the chest line. Then on the hem line, which is the gown length, I measured and marked the hip circumference divided by 4 plus 3 inches is plus extra 1 inch for the side seam allowance. That is the 2 points I just connected now. Then I'm not going to be leaving the hem straight this way. I'm going to make a little curve there. So I came up by 1 inch. You can do 1.5 inches as well. I came up by 1 inch at that point. Then I connected it back into the hemline using my curve ruler. I hope you understand. If you have any question, please you can drop it at the comment section. I'll get the midpoint of the armhole. I'm going to be dividing this armhole line by 2 to get the center. Then I'll come in by 0.5 inch at that center. Then I'll use my ruler to connect the armhole curve. The next thing I will do is to add seam allowance to all the corners of this pattern except the hem. Okay, I will not be adding any other thing to the hem. I included that when I was taking the gown length. So for the side of the pattern, I'm going to be adding 1 inch, and for the armhole and the necklines, I'll be adding 0.5 inch to all those parts. When cutting the front part of this dress, this part should be cut on fold. It is the center front. Okay, remember I drafted both the back and the front on the same pattern. So when you're cutting for the front, you place this side on fold. Then when you're cutting for the back, we're going to be adding zipper allowance before placing this pattern on it. I will show you how to do all that. I'll proceed to cut out the pattern. I'll be cutting out the back neckline first. I won't touch the front neckline now. I'm cutting out only the back neckline first. Then I'll cut through the shoulder, the armhole, and the side down to the hem. Then I'll use it to cut out the back pattern on fabric first. So this is what I just explained now. As you can see in this video, I left my zipper allowance first before placing the pattern on top of that zipper allowance. Then I went ahead to cut out the back part of the dress. As you can see, I'm yet to cut out the front neckline. I only cut out the back neckline, and I've used it now to transfer on fabric. Here I cut out both the main fabric and the lining. I'm going to show you. So I have two pieces of the main fabric, the Mikado fabric, and I also have two pieces for the lining. Now I'll unpin the pattern paper and set the back bodice that I just finished cutting aside so that I can proceed to cut out the front part of the dress. The first thing I will do is to remove the back neckline because I am done with it. I no longer need it. I'll first of all cut it out, leaving just the front neckline and the 0.5 inch seam allowance I added to the front neckline. That's what I left. Every other thing will remain the same. Remember, the front pattern will be cut on fold at the center front. I've gone ahead to cut it on fabric. As you can see, both the Mikado fabric and the lining is cut on fold at the center front. And this is the back bodice that I already cut out earlier. Please, if you have any question, please drop it at the comment section. I have placed the two back bodies on top of the front bodies, right side facing each other. I did the same thing for both the main fabric, the Mikado fabric, and the lining. Okay, I'll proceed to my sewing machine and join the shoulder using 0.5 inch seam allowance, and I will do the same thing on the lining as well. This is what it looks like after joining the shoulder, and I've gone ahead to press the shoulder seam open like so, both for the main fabric and the lining. So I'm going to be placing the lining on top of the main fabric like this, the way I'm doing it, right side facing each other. I'll go ahead and sew the neckline using 0.5 inch seam allowance. This is the process of turning the neckline with the lining. That is what I'm about to do now. I'll take it to my sewing machine and do exactly that. After doing that, remember to give it a nice press as seen in the video. See how neat the neck area looks. The next step is to flip one part of the back bodice to meet with the front bodice like so, right side facing each other. And I'm going to close up this side using the 1 inch seam allowance I marked at the beginning. I will do the same thing for the lining. I'll place it right side facing each other and sew her 1 inch for the side. I will repeat the same process for the other side of the dress. Okay, I've done exactly that, and I've also ironed out the same allowance. I did the same thing for both the fabric and the lining. To finish up the hem, I'm going to be matching the two seam lines like so at the hem. Okay, this is the right side of the lining facing the right side of the main fabric, and I'll close it up using 0.5 inch seam allowance. If you've gotten to this level in this video, I want to say congratulations. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and remember to leave a nice comment below. Can you see how smooth the hem of this dress is looking? This is because I top stitched the seam allowance towards the lining and then gave it a nice press. The next thing I'm going to do now is to measure the length of where I want the zipper to stop, or measure how long I want the zipper to be. I think this sounds better. Okay, I'm going to take the measurement of where I want the zipper to actually stop at the back. Then I'll close up the rest of the fabric, leaving that part open. I'll be making use of 10 inches for the length of the zipper. I'll go ahead and install my zipper. Feel free to install your zipper using any easy method of your choice. So this is what the zipper looks like after fixing it in. See how neat the inside looks. This is so beautiful. If you want to learn this method of zipper, please indicate in the comment section. I'll proceed to cut out the sleeve. For the sleeves, I already have a detailed video on how I drafted this puff sleeve pattern on this channel. I'll be leaving the link in the description box. Okay, do well to check it out. This is not a new pattern. This is the exact pattern on that video. Please just watch the video so that you understand. The only thing I'm going to do here right now is to add extra 4 inches to this folded part of the pattern. Okay, the part I wrote on fold, I'll be adding extra 4 inches to it, and at the hem I'll be adding extra 1 inch, and this is because there will be an elastic at the hem of this particular puff sleeve. This pattern is a different type of puff sleeve. I think you should watch it so that you will learn different types of puff sleeve. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out this pattern on the fabric. So this is the elastic I'm going to be making use of. I'll insert it into the hem of the sleeve after hemming the sleeve, after creating a casing for the elastic. Okay, I'll just fold in this part of the sleeve and fold it again. I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew it down. After sewing it, I'll use my safety pin and insert the elastic into it. For the upper part of the sleeve, I'll be making use of my hand needle and thread to make gathers at the top of the sleeve. Okay, I'll be doing this using about 0.25 inch, that's a quarter of an inch. I'll just create gathers using the hand needle and thread, and that is just it for the sleeve. This is what it should look like after creating the gathers at the top and inserting the elastic at the hem. Okay, it's that simple, very easy to make. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take this sleeve to my sewing machine and sew it into the armhole of the dress. This is what it looks like after sewing in the sleeves. This is what it looks like. See how beautiful it is, and the puffy effect is there. I think you should really watch the other videos I have on this channel on puff sleeve so that you can learn different methods of making a puff sleeve. Look at the inside of the dress. The only thing I'm going to do now is to take this to my overlock machine and overlock the rough edges around the armhole. Okay, so the final thing is to beautify this dress with the fabric flowers that I made. Okay, I'll just place them the way I want them to be. You can just be creative around it. Place it at any corner of this dress and use your hand needle and a matching thread to tack it down, and that is all. So my beautiful people, was this video helpful? If your answer is yes, please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave a very nice comment below, and please don't forget to turn on the notification bell to get notified each time I post a new video. And remember to share this video to your friends and loved ones. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with me. See you in my next video. Bye.